And again, I wasn't happy with the 9 to 5. So I said a prayer and told God, like, if this is it, you're going to show me.
If your business ain't moving, it's because you ain't moving. That's it. You ain't putting the work in. That's it.
I recently lost my dad and just feeling like not unmotivated, feeling stuck.
I want to welcome you to the Content Aesthetic Show, where we have different med spa owners, different aesthetic professionals come on and share their stories so they can keep inspiring you to make a difference. And on today's episode, we have Brittany Johnson. How are you?
Hey, y'all. I am good. It's been a crazy day, but we made it here, and I'm excited.
I look at life like, what day isn't crazy?
Tell me about it.
Right? I think the blessing is that we get to wake up and we're above ground.
I agree.
All right. So, Brittany, I want to know, how do you use your business to make a difference in your community?
Where do I start? Well, my purpose, right, is to bring more awareness to the importance of self-care, particularly for men. You know, the beauty industry markets to women. But it is my mission and my purpose to bring more awareness to the importance of self-care, because it's directly linked to positive mental health as well as your overall well-being. And I feel like it's lacking in the Black community tremendously. So it's my job to let every Black man know that it's important for you to take a mental break, to take the time to reset and be refreshed and relaxed.
I love that. So what made you say, let me focus in on the Black man?
Good question. So in 2018, my dad passed away, and that was my dog. Yeah. And at the end of his funeral, a lot of his friends, coworkers, family, they all told me the same thing about him. They had the same consensus that he was such a positive man. He had positive energy, always a positive mindset. And I attributed that to his faith in God, number one, but also his self-care routine. So growing up, I saw him have a regular self-care routine, making sure that he was well kept. And as I became an adult, I realized a lot of young Black children didn't see that example growing up.
100%.
And especially the Black men, they didn't see that growing up. And so it's my mission, my purpose to say, hey, y'all need this too. It's essential for everyone. It's more than just the aesthetic of getting a massage or a facial or even a pedicure. It's a time to be relaxed, to take a break from the everyday hustle of life. And as Black men, you all are the leaders. You know, y'all are the leaders. Y'all have a lot of responsibility. And so it is so, so, so important for you all to take that reset.
I love that. And for you, what was that impact your dad really had on you growing up?
Man, where do I start? I just remember as a child, I could tell him anything, you know, without being judged. He would tell me it's gonna be okay. You know, I would cry to him. He was just always there to help me have a positive outlook. And I felt like that's important, and that's why I'm so positive now. I attribute the reason why I am the way I am and the way I think is because of him. It's hard to maintain positivity and have a positive mindset when you're going through things. It's easy when everything is all good, right? But to really regularly have a positive mindset to keep going, that's all because of him.
I love that. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times, you know, I have a daughter. She's 5 years old. A lot of times we just be going in life and we don't realize, like, you got to make sure you keep pointing to that young queen, because one day she's going to grow. Like, even for me, my daughter this week sold custom bracelets. She's on her way back here now because she got more orders to fulfill.
I love that for her.
Right. And so she's creating these bracelets, and she's creating them $50 a bracelet, right? And she just made $750 in one day. Right. But the thing that I love about it is that she said the reason why she do it is because people feel happy wearing the bracelet. And I said, wow, where'd she get that? And she woke up the first day she woke up and she like, I got to go do my client's bracelets today. My client's bracelets. Yes. Then yesterday she was like, no, I got to do my client's bracelets before I go to school. She's only in kindergarten, right? And so it's like, we don't realize that a lot of our parents' beliefs and teachings pour into us. So when I see entrepreneurs as being lazy, but then I see this kindergartner say she got to take care of her clients. She wanted to leave school early so she could go take care of her clients. And it's like, as entrepreneurs, it's like we have to change our mindset and understand ain't no excuses. And that's why I asked you, like, what was that impact like your dad had
and
on you?
That just made me think about something my dad would always tell me growing up. Like, he would affirm me, right? And he would tell me, I still remember, like, I can hear his voice now telling me, you're a Johnson. That's our last name. Like, you're a Johnson. Remember that. Remember, you could do anything. Remember how powerful you are. And so times when I, feel like giving up, or I feel like, man, it's rough. I remember what he tell me, like, no, you got it. It's in you. Keep going. You're a Johnson.
Yeah, I love that. So what made you get into aesthetics?
Well, I was working my 9-to-5, right? And this was soon after my dad passed that I started my business. But I was working my 9-to-5, had recently lost my dad, and just feeling like not unmotivated, feeling stuck. And, I just thought about him and what he would want for me. And sitting behind the desk every day for 8 hours, it wasn't it. I wasn't happy. And so I just thought, like, what can I do to be happy in my career? Clearly, this 9-to-5 is not working for me. It's not working. I'm not happy. Let me figure out something I could do. Let me take a leap of faith. Let me try starting a business. If it don't work out, I'll just go back to my 9-to-5. 5 years later, here I am, still in business.
What was that like for you? Like that first couple of years in business, like to come from 9-to-5 to entrepreneur is a tornado.
It's a lot. Yeah. So I still worked my 9-to-5 when I started my business. A lot of sleepless nights, like not getting sleep. I was in school to learn how to do microblading and micro shading. That's how I started my business, doing brows. So I would work my 9-to-5, come home after practice at night, started taking clients in my apartment. There was no sleep. But I was on a mission, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making women feel pretty. So that's what kept me going. And here we are 5 years later, and now I've been to aesthetic school, got my license as an esthetician. Now I'm doing facials, and I can really say I love what I do. I love what I do. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's big. And did you ever have like inspiration in this world as a kid? Like, I know it's like, let me transition, but was it something that was already there and you just sparked it up again?
So low key, I've always been a hustler. Like, I've always had the hustle mentality. I remember growing up, I would babysit for my mom. She worked for a law firm for different attorneys. So I would babysit their kids. I remember even one time early in college, when I was in school full time, I wanted to make my own money. I didn't really have time for a regular job because I was in school full time. So I picked up a quick gig throwing newspapers, delivering newspapers. And my mom was like, girl, you are a hustler. Like, I figured out ways to make money, even being creative. I would make photo albums, handmade photo albums for gifts for people. So I just always had it in me, and I saw that from my dad. He always kept multiple different streams of income. He made sure that he took care of the house. So I feel like just his example, seeing that, it was just in me.
When you got into business, like what was, so working out your house, when did you like, let me leave the house and start getting in a location?
So I think I worked my 9-to-5 and started my business. It was about over a year.
Okay.
And I actually quit my job during COVID. My business was growing. Yeah. And again, I wasn't happy with the 9-to-5. So I said a prayer and told God, like, if this is it, you're going to show me. If this is really it, I'm going to really rely on you, have faith, and continue to keep going, even on the hard days. And if it's not meant to be in a year, tell me that. Tell me. And it's been 5 years.
So what have you seen was like probably the hardest part for you so far in business?
The hardest part was getting out of my own way. That's number one. And I don't know why this is hard, but I feel like it's hard for a lot of entrepreneurs, but realizing the importance of investing in yourself.
Woo, we say that again.
In order to grow, you have to invest in yourself, meaning you have to spend money. You have to read books. You have to be out of your comfort zone. And so the biggest turnaround for me was investing in my mentor, Candace, Six-Figure Spa Chick. I was at a point in my business prior to meeting her where I just felt stuck. I felt like I was doing all the right things, but my business was not where it needed to be. And so again, the beginning of last year, I said a prayer like, Lord, I need to find someone who knows better than me, and I need to spend some money. And I pray that you direct me to the right person that can really see my potential and help me grow. And a few months later, I met Candace.
I love Candace, right? And I think the biggest thing I always tell people is like, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's like, it's hard. It's not easy. I left my 9-to-5 in 2010. I've been shooting content for 14 years. So it's like, I tell people like, yo, it's not an overnight process.
No, not at all.
Right. And you have to put in the work, but you got to be willing. If you're not open, then it's not going to
work.
It's not. Right. And so it's like, I tell people, ain't no just invest a couple dollars and then a tree grow. No. You have to go hard and work hard, and you have to be clear-minded. You cannot be mentally in survival mode, because if you're in survival mode, your mind is cloudy. It's cloudy. And so it's one thing to invest, but you also got to implement, And so I see a lot of aesthetic professionals, they be like, man, I'm scared. Somebody's going to take from me. I say, you taking for yourself. If you know that medical aesthetics, right? In medical aesthetics, on average, a spa do about $1.5 million a year, right? And so if you only making $10,000 a month, that means you missing out on almost 100,000+ a month, right? Because you don't want to trust people. But it's not the people, it's you that you don't trust, because you know you're not going to do the work because you ain't never done the work before. And so, but you thinking like it's a magical pill out here. Oh, let me go hire this marketing agent. See, let me go do this. The marketing agency cannot put sugar on top of bush. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta work. But you also gotta be patient, because it's not gonna happen in months. It's gonna happen in years. But you gotta keep going for years. And I think that's the biggest thing. So you hit it right on the head. Like, that investment part.
And you got to believe in yourself. Like, I thought I believed in myself, which I did to a certain degree when I first started, my business. But after like working with Candace, I bet on me every time, 100%. Like, I have no doubt in what I'm capable of and what my power is, and the clients that I attract, I know that I am for them. I believe in myself 110%. And that's key too. You have to believe that it's going to work out. There's no other option for me. This has to work out.
Yeah, I love it. And so I know you started with women, helping women, like, what was the transition to like, let me go to men?
Candace, you got to find a mentor that really sees you and really, gets to know you and really will help you. And so it's funny. I was with Candace. We were at an event, and I was speaking to a man and telling him my story about my dad. Just casual conversation. And I didn't know Candace was listening. She overheard the conversation. And so when I finished, she came up to me. She's like, that's it. She like, you need to focus on men. The way you were speaking about your dad and your story and the passion, that's it. And so I started talking about men in my story, having conversations with different men, wanting to know, what their self-care routine looks like. And when I speak about it, people see that it's genuine and I'm really passionate about it. And so since then, everything has been easy. Everything has been so easy. And so I always say, find your purpose. Find your purpose.
Let me ask you this, because when it comes to men, we are stubborn. So how have you been marketing to that audience?
Well, number one, telling my story, right? Because it's real. And especially if you've ever lost someone, you can relate. Mm-hmm. So number one, sharing my story. Again, people see the genuineness when I'm telling my story. Mm-hmm. They see how authentic I am. And it's something that I really care about. Men's mental health is important to me. So just speaking on that, and also appealing to men and acknowledging their importance in this world. You all are leaders. You all are strong. You all are amazing. You all are kings. You should be treated as such. And so I understand that they may not have had the opportunity to be taught. They may not have people in their friend group or women in their lives to show them, to provide that space. But once they come across me and find me, I got you.
So has it been easier or harder marketing, not story-wise, just getting them to come through the door and buy?
It's been easy. Okay. It's been easier. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to content, how has content impacted your business?
When I tell you I'm outside and I have motion now, now that I have, found my purpose, it's easier for me to tell men like, hey, you need this, because I believe in it so much. And I know what what my hands can do when it comes to providing relaxation and refreshment. I'm 100% confident in me and what I'm able to provide for you. So being able to just be genuine and show up on social media as myself it's easy. Yeah. It's easy. And that's what attracts people to me, is they can see the authenticity. They can see the genuineness. They can see that I'm not just doing this for money. The money is definitely a plus, but I actually do care. Yeah. And they feel that on social media. And then when they meet me in person, it matches. I am who I say I am on social media. I'm the same person.
I love it. So how do you deal with the times mentally you want to give up, or do you deal with that?
Yes. For instance, this IG live series that I recently started, it's called the Bro Code Self-Care Edition. The plan was to only do it for a month, for the month of October. And the response that I have been getting to keep going, to no, don't stop, keep doing it. We need that. I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay. But not only the response, it's something in me that is telling me like, hey, this is bigger than you. Yeah. You need to keep going. And so on those days where I feel tired, exhausted, I don't want to keep going, it's something in me that says, no, this is bigger than you. This is greater than you. It's for a greater purpose. And so I listen to that voice, and I pray about it as well, because there's been plenty of times where I'm like, should I go back to this 9 to 5? Yeah. But no, I can't quit. Yeah. I can't quit.
Yeah, I tell aesthetic professionals all the time, it's like, man, you got to keep going. The biggest thing is like, it's so many people that are unaware of aesthetics, don't know what a spa is, don't know nothing about it, right? And that means you have so many people you got to educate. And so it's like, if your business ain't moving, it's because you ain't moving. That's it. You ain't putting the work in. That's it. Or you're being too impatient, or being really, really hard on yourself. And it's like, give yourself grace. The people are not just going to fall in your lap. They got to know you here, because aesthetics is a commodity now. That means it's somebody on every corner doing it now. So it's like, you have to stand out. You have to have some uniqueness, and you got to showcase your uniqueness, right? Otherwise, nobody's going to come to you. And I think specializing in a certain audience is the smartest thing you can ever do, right? When we first got in aesthetics, our first client was Stormy Anderson, right? Stormy, when she came to us, she was like, wow, she sold everything you could think of under the sun. It was like a one-stop shop. And we was like, yo, you can't do that. And she was like, what you mean? I said, you got to be known for one thing first. African Americans, we think having 1 million streams of income at one time is cool. That is stupid. And why it's stupid is because, first of all, us as humans, we can't multitask.
Yeah, we can't keep up.
It's scientifically, we can't multitask. So if you don't have an infrastructure for one business, how you going to go out and have 7? It's crazy. And so we said, hey, you got to specialize in one thing. What do you want to specialize in? And so we chose weight loss. And 90 days, she went from 15K months to 109,000 in 1 month. And she has not been down since she's been with us. Now she has been with us for 1 year. Right? All them little boxes over there, that's hers, because she got a big content shoot next week, right? But it's about specializing. And every time I tell aesthetic professionals to go specialize, they get scared and they give up. They don't listen. So once the moment I say, hey, you should specialize in this one thing, and you go and show something else on social media, I already know you ain't coachable. You ain't going to win because you don't know how to listen. Don't listen when all of the money come in, because it ain't going to come. Listen when you are the most vulnerable. Like, listen when you have nothing to lose. Right? That's when it's going to show the champion in you, you know? And so that was dope of you to specialize. And so it's like, what is that? If we think about it, you help men. What is that one thing that you help them change?
Implementing their self-care outside of me. So implementing that at home. Okay.
And so how do you go about keeping them as routine clients, like regular clients, not just a one visit?
You know, you have to add value, right, to your clients and make them feel the experience and make them know that it's not just a one-time thing. It's not just to get your money for this time. I really care. I really do care. And so I feel that they feel that in their first experience with me. I can promise you, every man that has come to me for the first time, by the end of the appointment, they say, I should have been doing this. And it's because of the experience that I provide for them.
If you can shine light on one of your superpowers, what would it be and why?
I would have to say just naturally making people feel better by the way I speak. And, you know, my business name is Enchantée Aesthetics. In French, Enchantée means nice to meet you. And Chantée is also my middle name. But the reason that I came up with that name is because when people meet me, they always say they love my energy and that it is so nice to meet me, that I'm so welcoming. And so it's a natural gift that I received from my dad, because people said the same thing about him. But my energy, the way I speak to people, they love it. And that's what attracts people to me.
I love that. If you can look in this camera right in front of you and say something to inspire a fellow aesthetic professional to keep going, what would it be?
Well, I have to say my mantra is, once you master self-love, you master everything else. And the reason I say that is because you cannot succeed until you really tap into yourself and know your power. Until you really believe in yourself and stand on who you are, there's no way you could be successful in business. First, you have to get right within yourself. And once you do that, really tap into yourself and realize how amazing and powerful and how many things you can accomplish, then you can succeed at anything else in life. And that includes business as well.
I love that. That was real. I want to thank you, for showing up today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to thank you for sharing your story. And I also want to thank you for not allowing the life traumas to pull you down. And we could win, to all type of topics, but I just want you to just keep inspiring, keep motivating.
Thank you.
And keep making a difference and keep investing and believing in yourself, because the ultimate return won't come in money. It's going to come on all of the people that you impacted. All of the guys, lives you changed, that became better fathers, better husbands, better men, whatever it may be, or any clients you touch, right? And so just keep going.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Content Aesthetic Show. And I want you to know that your business will not grow if you don't grow. it's no such thing as growth without pouring into it, without nurturing. It will die. So if you want your business to shine, if you want your business to impact, that means you have to get up and you have to go out there and work it. It ain't time to put your feet up now. The time to put up your feet will be when you have all of the assets, all of the passive cash flow, not the social media stuff. I'm talking about real passive. That's when you're going to be able to kick your feet up, when your business is able to move and keep running without you. So I hope this episode helped you. I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm Dontel Antonio, and this is the Content Aesthetic Show.